Court is calling 2024 CR 3308, State of Texas versus Decorian Trenton Smith. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Andrew Harris-Adlin.
Defense?
Eric Baker for the defendant.
And are you Mr. Smith?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all the discovery and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Smith, did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Waiving the repeater offender enhancement allegation, Your Honor.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, did you review?
Pause right here. This is already a power move by the judge. She is not closing the door completely, but she is making it clear trust has to be earned, not assumed. Question is, will the defendant actually stay clean long enough to unlock that trust?
The document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney. Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, 4 grams to 200 grams. That is a second-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand? If you have a plea with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand? Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, he has, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Judge.
Mr. Smith, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney and did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison. State recommends community supervision. They're taking in consideration 719129. There's to be restitution under that cause number to Sergio Medina Jr. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of a cap of 6 years. There be no contact with Sergio Medina and a TAP evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense as charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Contained in Exhibit 1 and attachments, Your Honor.
No objection.
Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Now we are officially in motion, and notice how procedural this feels, but do not get it twisted. Every routine step here is building the legal foundation that could either protect the defendant or lock him into serious consequences.
Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states Exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. Here in states Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I would, if I could take just a moment, Judge, and tell you a few things about my client, why I think he's going to be great on probation, deserving of this plea agreement. Just by way of brief background, he has two daughters, 12 and 13, and a 19-year-old son. He runs food trucks with his son, and so he will be gainfully employed day one when he gets out. Strong family support. I was just speaking to his mother for 20 minutes in the hallway about living conditions, and it's a support, very strong support net. Most of his family are very successful, educated. They're all behind him. They want him to come along and be successful like they are, and they are ready to help him on day one. And Judge, real briefly, I haven't seen somebody work as hard as he has in the last 7 months he's been in custody, Judge. If I could just go through briefly what he's done. He's completed the substance abuse curriculum and applying the cognitive behavioral approach, part 1 and part 2. He has certificates for all these, which I showed the state and I can show the court. Substance abuse curriculum, quitting alcohol, completed the personal recovery plan workbook, completed the applying the cognitive behavioral approach part 2, the substance abuse curriculum, completed an anger management training course through the Sheriff's Department through Anger Solutions Network. There's a certificate for that. He has a certificate for several more for substance abuse track classes, I guess. He has Getting Started, the Courage to Change series workbook, completed and got a certificate for that. 2 of those, I'm sorry, I guess there's part 1 and part 2. In addition, Your Honor, he has been religiously and continuously attending NA meetings at the jail, which I have a certificate here from the jail showing that. I've been very impressed talking to him. He's, like his mom said in the hallway, he's super intelligent. This is not the place for him, and his family knows it, and they're going to help him, Judge. And I think he's demonstrated in the last 7 months that, like he told me at the beginning when I first met him, it's like, I'm too old for this. Got lots of support. I'm going to get my life in order, and I'm going to start working right now. And he certainly did, Judge. And I've got all the certificates for if the judge would like to review them.
Oh, no, I'll take you.
Okay,
Yes.
certainly. And so he's going to do great on probation, Judge. And I just wanted to, I felt like he did a lot of hard work, and I wanted to put that on the record.
I appreciate that. Does anyone want to speak to the punishment to be assessed at a cap of 6 years in the prison?
From the state's perspective, Your Honor, it is good to encourage someone who is diligently engaged in their own self-reformation.
All right, and defense?
Judge, I think it was just an agreed probation of the 6 years, in the state, well, graciously, when I showed him how hard he's been working, said they'd agree to make that a cap so the court has some.
This is crucial. These yes ma'am answers might sound simple, but legally they are everything. He is confirming he understands the charges, the risks, and the process. If anything goes wrong later, he cannot claim confusion.
Flexibility in the term of probation.
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison. Well, the court is finding you guilty, I'm sorry. Court will sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. Take in consideration 719129. There's to be restitution and no contact to Sergio Medina Jr. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs. There's going to be 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Field visits 1 time per month for 4 months, and then at probation's discretion. I'm sorry, State, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
And you know what? I'm sorry, instead of the regular random UAs, I'm going to want the UA hotline until further notice. He can have the TAP evaluation out of custody based upon the classes that you completed. I know that you've been in custody for a while. Probation, if he ends up testing positive while he's awaiting his TAP evaluation out of custody, then he's going to end up doing the TAP evaluation in custody.
Yes, sir.
And we can do a referral to felony drug court out of custody. Make sure you make that appointment with felony drug court. There's going to be 120 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
Here is where the stakes skyrocket. A second-degree felony with up to 20 years that is not minor, it is life-altering, so the real question becomes, is this plea deal a smart escape or a risky gamble?
I'm actually a medical assistant.
All right, so you're not going to be able to do that while you're on probation in this court. Do you understand? And when I say be a medical assistant, and what I mean by you can't be a home health care provider.
No, I work in the hospital. I work at emergency room.
All right, doing what?
Pediatrics or emergency room. But I have another.
I did explain to him, Judge, so he's gonna work for his son doing the food
Yeah,
trucks.
well, no, I have a.
Unless he gets close from.
Okay, you all are talking over each other in court report. They can't take you down. So you understand that on this probation, you're not allowed to be a home health care provider or work with minors. You understand? So that means you can't be a babysitter or any of that.
No, I didn't.
All right.
No.
All right. There's going to be 120 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to require parenting classes. Once he completes parenting classes, that will be deemed satisfied. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And that includes any minors. I understand you have children, but if you want to visit them or be around them, there's going to have to be an adult supervising. You're frowning. You do not understand?
I understand, but I'm okay.
No, I mean, we can address it. Now's the time. If there's something that you don't understand that I'm asking for, if there's something that you're thinking.
I was wondering why would I have to have supervision with my children?
Okay.
With the minors, like I don't have a.
All right. And see, it's okay to ask that question
Yes, ma'am.
because sometimes people will think that I'm just giving them conditions just because, oh, here, you get candy, no. Let me just tell you the reason why I do it. The nature of the offense that you're here for, either you are a drug user or you're a drug dealer. If you're a drug user, you really shouldn't be around children unsupervised. If you're a drug dealer, you shouldn't be around children unsupervised because with drug dealers, there comes certain, or I should say drug sellers. I like that term better. There comes certain dangerous activities that are related to that. And if you are using, that's a danger in and of itself. Because if you were to become not sober, you shouldn't be around your children, period, if you're not sober. And everybody will do great work at the jail. It's rare, but it can happen where people get their life in order at the jail or at the prison. They come out, there's never any problem. But usually about 94% of the time, what ends up happening when people are confined or in an institution where they don't have the temptations, they do just fine. But then they get out, they go back to people, places, and things. And then the next thing you know, first thing they do, they miss an inmate meeting or something. And then the next thing you know, they miss reporting and they call their probation officer. I'm sorry I missed, but I'll be in there the next day. Then everybody starts backsliding and then they're using drugs again. And then the next time I see you, you have a motion to revoke. So yes, until I feel as though probation has given me information to say that, yes, you're 100% clean and sober, you're on the right track, then I'll consider lifting that. But for now, it's no unsupervised contact.
Yeah,
You understand? Well, do you understand why?
I hear what you're saying. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Because at the end of the day, if I had your history, right, I don't think you would want me babysitting your children. You'd be like, Stephanie, everybody says you're great, but I can't risk it. And you're asking me to risk it with your children because they're your children. But my job as a judge is to put in place conditions of probation so that hopefully you'll be successful and that the community is protected. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. When people are at jail, they're ready to go. Your mom, your family member are 100% in it to support you. They want you to be successful. You want to do it for them. If you don't do it for yourself, then do it for them. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
And just like that guilty no dramatic jury no long trial, this is the power of a plea deal, fast, efficient, but also final. Now everything shifts to one thing: how harsh will the punishment be? Wait, did you catch that twist? 6 years in prison but then suspended and probated. That is huge. It means the judge is giving him a second chance, but with strict conditions. One mistake and those 6 years become very real. So the real question is, can he actually stay on track?